Hello Bookish friends, welcome to another Books of Alfred Hitchcock project video. In this video I'm going to talk about 3 works and their adaptations directed by Alfred Hitchcock, which are The Birds by Daphne de Maurier, Marnie by Winston and Topaz by Uris. I finished the short story that I was rereading for Books of Alfred Hitchcock project, which was The Birds by Daphne de Maurier. In this short story, the birds all around the country and all around the world one day start to die one by one because of an unexplained reason. In the following days, they gather together and start to act more and more aggressive. And we follow a family who is trying to escape from the doom of these unexplained bird phenomena. Birds by Alfred Hitchcock is actually my favorite movie by this author. And I really like Daphne de Maurier's spooky writing style. And this writing style was also present in this short story. And this was a quite spooky read because we have no idea why these birds are acting like that, which makes it much more scary in my opinion. So the father's determination to save his family from the curse of the birds is quite impressive, which makes it easier to root for him. However, maybe because the short story was too short, I failed to grasp the suspense which was present in the movie in this short story. I think it's still a very admirable short story with a great spooky writing style. And I gave the short story The Birds by Daphne de Maurier an 8 out of 10. The Birds is a 1963 American natural horror thriller film produced and directed by Alfred Hitchcock and released by Universal Pictures. The movie focuses on a series of sudden and unexplained violent bird attacks on people of Bodega Bay, California over the course of a few days. The film stars Rod Taylor and Tippi Hedren in her screen debut alongside Jessica Tandy, Susan Pleshette and Veronica Cartwright. The screenplay is written by Evan Hunter and he was told by Hitchcock to develop new characters and a more elaborate plot while keeping de Maurier's title and concept of unexplained bird attacks. The movie initially received mixed reviews when originally released, but its reputation improved over time and it has since been considered to be one of the greatest horror films of all time. At the 36th Academy Awards, Bob Iwerks was nominated for Best Special Effects for his work on this movie. Tippi Hedren won the Golden Globe Award for New Star of the Year actress for her role. And in 2016, The Birds was deemed culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant by the United States Library of Congress and selected for preservation in its National Film Registry. This movie is my favorite Alfred Hitchcock movie, and it was a delight to rewatch this movie for the 3rd time. And I enjoyed the movie as much as I did in the previous times. I really liked the new story written for this movie and how the focus point of the movie became a female character. Tippi Hedren, although it's her debut movie, was very impressive in my opinion. And additionally, Jessica Tandy was the acting star of this movie. On the other hand, what makes this movie a favorite for me is the scary feeling that it gives while watching it, because we are completely following our lead character and we hear the birds attack without seeing them, which I think makes it much more eerie than if we had seen them. And there's a scene after the first attack in which the birds gather gradually in the electrical and telephone cords, which I remembered very distinctly, even many years after watching the movie. So I definitely agree that this movie should be preserved because it is at least aesthetically significant. Overall, as you can guess, I gave this movie a 10 out of 10. I finished the book that I was reading for Books of Alfred Hitchcock project, which was Marnie by Winston Graham. In this book, we follow Marnie, who's a con artist, and she creates false identities and poses as secretaries or some office worker in sales management offices, then steals their money, disappears, and assumes a new identity and goes through the same things again and again. However, in the last role that she was posing as, she befriends some workers and also forms attachment with the young bosses of the company. And after stealing their money also, one of the bosses, Mark, finds Marnie and offers Marnie a proposal that she never thought would happen. He says that he will pay back all of the stolen money and not take Marnie to the police, with only one condition: if Marnie agrees to marry him. I really liked the plot of this book. It was a good psychological thriller, and the fact that it was only told from Marnie's point of view made it much more mysterious, especially about Mark's motive. Additionally, it was quite interesting to be in the mind of a con artist and quite unheartless woman. I found the writing style of Winston Graham very good, and I will try his Poldark series. Anyway, the only thing that slightly bothered me about this book was some of the repetitions in the middle part of the book. Other than that, I thought it was a quite good light thriller book, and I gave Marnie by Winston Graham an 8 out of 10. Marnie is a 1964 American psychological thriller film directed by Alfred Hitchcock, of course. The screenplay was written by J. Preston Allen. The film stars Tippi Hedren again and Sean Connery. Marnie became a milestone for several reasons. It was the last time a Hitchcock blonde would have a central role in one of his movies. It also marked the end of Hitchcock's collaboration with cinematographer Robert Burks, who died in 1968, editor George Tomasini, who died very soon after Marnie's release, and composer Bernard Herrmann, who was fired during Hitchcock's next film, Torn Curtain. The movie had a mixed success in the box office, and it is unfortunately famous for the fact that Alfred Hitchcock abused Tippi Hedren all throughout this movie. When she protested, she was unable to work for a very long time. I think this movie is a very decent psychological thriller. Unlike Birds, I also found Tippi Hedren's performance very good. She was always timid and nervous, like the character was supposed to be. And to be honest, it was a bit sad because of the things that she suffered from the director. Sean Connery, on the other hand, did not impress me much. He was very handsome, that's for sure. He was much better in the role of James Bond in those years, and much better in his roles in the later years. Although the film is faithful to the book until the 2/3 mark, we get to the ending, which is faithful to the book, with a very different story, emphasizing the role of Sean Connery. Maybe because I was not a big fan of his acting, I did not like this change. On the other hand, like all of his previous movies, I love the cinematography. It is a very sad incident. Hitchcock never got a chance to work with him again. Overall, I thought it was a very decent adaptation with a very good cinematography, and I gave Marnie, the movie, a 7 out of 10. The second work that I finished today was quite a thick novel that I was reading for Books of Alfred Hitchcock project, Topaz by Uris. In this novel, we follow a fictional retelling of the Cuban Missile Crisis. We mainly follow the French intelligence agent who tries to uncover the truth about the Operation Topaz, which was created by the Soviet Russians to infiltrate into Western intelligence. Also, of course, how they discovered the existence of military missiles in Cuba. Actually, quite like spy thriller novels most of the time. This one was not certainly a favorite for me. First of all, it felt too long. I thought the story could have been told much more excitingly in a shorter version. Although the political historical background was interesting, considering that it was written in recent times to the crisis. However, the point of view made me feel like I was reading a American propaganda. Personally, I think there are advantages and disadvantages to every political movement, and no ideology is pure perfect. That's why it bothered me. It would have been the same for any other culture and ideology. And I also thought the writing style was not very exciting. So I will probably not read any other books from Leon Uris, although he seems to be a quite favorite for his time. So I gave Topaz by Leon Uris a 6 out of 10. Topaz is a 1969 American espionage thriller film directed by Alfred Hitchcock and starring Frederick Stafford, Danny Robin, Corinne Dorr, John Vernon, Claude Jade, Michelle Sibor, Michelle Piccoli, Philip Noah, and John Forsythe. This film is about a French intelligence agent who becomes entangled in Cold War politics before the 1962 Cuban Missile Crisis and then the breakup of an international Soviet spy ring. This movie became Alfred Hitchcock's biggest box office disappointment, and Hitchcock himself stated that this plot was forced on him by the studio, and especially after the fallout with Leon Uris, he did not like directing the movie and was not surprised that the movie flopped. Like I stated in the previous section, I was not a big fan of the book and also the plot. I did not have high expectations for this movie, and I can clearly see why this movie flopped. It lacks the magic of Hitchcock's cinematography, his very distinctive humor. It is a very mediocre spy movie with an unnecessarily long running time. Characters were not developed well enough. Although I think the actors did their best, it was a very forgettable movie. So I gave Topaz, the movie, a 5 out of 10. So those were my thoughts about the books that were adapted by Alfred Hitchcock and their comparison with the adaptation. Please comment down below. Have you read the works or watched the movie adaptations? And what did you think of them? And also, what is your favorite Alfred Hitchcock movie? If you're a new viewer, first of all, welcome. Please like and subscribe. Hope to see you very soon. Bye. As for Turkish word of the day, I'm going to choose attack. Attack means saldırı in Turkish, and saldırı is our Turkish word of the day. Have a good day.